So our Honorable Minister of ICT, Honorable Government Chief Whip, all protocols remain observed. Ladies and gentlemen, and our dear students, you look beautiful and you're shining. So, okay, now it's working. So, my name is Eva Yayi, Mawa, and I'm a co-founder at GoGirls ICT Initiative. So GoGirls ICT Initiative is actually founded by a group of young women in technology, engineering, and everything STEM. So I'm one of them, and I come from a computer science and information systems background, and all the other founders are also from the same background. So, GoGirls ICT Initiative, our vision is to spark imagination among young girls and women in South Sudan so that they can come up with innovative approaches to solving community problems using technology as a tool. So our thematic areas are mostly into mentorship. So we mentor young girls, and we do this at the grassroots. We look at girls in secondary and primary schools because we believe that's the time when those young girls are choosing career paths, and that's the time to actually nurture them so that they are able to choose a career path related to technology or to pick an interest in technology. But we also do research related to STEM. So we do our research in ICT, artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, and everything technology. And we also have open education because right now the world has become global and the libraries are online. So we work with different stakeholders like schools and teachers to create content that can be shared both virtually and offline, but also for free because there is that issue of licensing. But making the content free and available for everyone is the first step to enabling people have access to information as a way of bridging the digital divide. So GoGirls ICT actually, last month we signed an MOU with the National Communications Authority to run some activities in preparation for the day of today, the International Girls in ICT Day. So worldwide, communities, organizations, and different countries have been doing this, but this is the first time it's being done in South Sudan. And we are really proud to say that we are very happy to be part of this journey as we begin all these activities and being able to train and also inspire young girls and women so that they pick interest in ICT. So these activities that were done involved Internet of Things, or IoT. A lot of speakers have spoken about Internet of Things, and the world is talking a lot about this. And of course, there was also school repair tours and a career fair that was a day that gave a platform to young people to be able to talk to mentors and access professionals in the ICT industry. So during our school repair tour, it's a pilot, so we were able to select 5 schools within Juba, and Juba Day was one of the schools. We had Juba Diocese, we had Komboni, and Juba Technical, and then Juba JCC Model Secondary School. So in these repair tours, we targeted young girls who are graduates and also graduates in the fields of ICT, but also students who are at the university and they're pursuing careers in ICT. So they were moving from different schools to all these 5 schools, meeting teachers and other girls, young girls in secondary schools who were part of this repair tour. So they diagnosed computers, they checked the computers, tested them, maintained them, and it was a learning process, of course, for the young secondary school girls who were part of this. So the numbers are, so we had 5 secondary schools, and then we had 2 repair experts. One of them is actually a fiber optics engineer at Liquid Telecom, so she does all that work that is looked at as male related, so she layers optical cables. So she was able to mentor. And then we had another repair expert who was once actually a graduate by then, who was moving around in some of the repair tours we had in the past years. And now she has also become one of the experts and mentors. So the other activity that was interesting was Internet of Things. We had a crash course because, it's a very big discussion, but the students that were targeted were initially 10 university students of computer science and IT, but actually we were able to get 9, and then we included one student who has just concluded senior at Darling Wisdom secondary school. She's a science student, and actually she was a fast learner, and she was very active. So during this training, they learned the basics of Internet of Things, what it is and how it works, because most people, when you talk of Internet of Things, they think it's the internet, but it's more than just internet. We were able to explain the different concepts, how security gates work, how automatic lights turn on without a switch, how to remotely do things. And they were able to build 2 prototypes. They built an automatic garage door, and then they built a light, an automatic light. So these are just prototypes, but to be able to explain to them the concepts. And then the final event we had was last week on the 22nd career fair. And during this event, all these activities that we had prior were supposed to get to be discussed and to showcase. So the career fair was actually a kind of platform for mentors. So we had 22 mentors, including the students who were graduates and they were part of the repair tour. That day they became mentors because they were supposed to explain to young girls in 25 primary schools and 50 secondary schools on how technology works. And we had a session called Show and Tell, Touch and Experience, where the young girls from primary schools were able to interact with the prototypes from the IoT training session. And of course, they were amazed and curious on how this works. And then we had mentors who are engineers and computer experts who were able to interact with students and be able to discuss and share about the industry, how it works, and the opportunities and the career paths that are available in case you take a path of ICT, or even if you're not in ICT, how you could tap into the opportunities that are related to ICT. So it was a learning process for all of us. And of course, there were challenges. Few schools, resources are limited, and a lot of students wanted to be part of this. Because I remember during one of the repair tours, we were supposed to have 5 girls coming in to be part of the repair tours at one of the schools. But other girls started crying to their teachers because they wanted to be part of this. And of course, we couldn't stand seeing them crying, and we had to let them be part of the whole activity. So there is a lot of need and hunger from these young girls. They want to be part of technology. But Honorable Minister and Honorable Government Chief Whip and all the teachers and all stakeholders around, I would like to bring to your attention the key takeaways. So our Honorable Rebecca has already mentioned role models. So during the career fair, we were able to see that role models are really very important, and they inspire a lot of people, not only girls, but boys as well, to be able to pick an interest in an area, even if it's a very difficult subject, they are able to pick up. So we need to push for more role models in the field of tech. As you can see, GoGirls is the only female-led ICT organization in Juba, and if I'm not mistaken, in the whole of South Sudan. So the field is big. We are just a tiny, minuscule drop, and there is a lot that can be done. So we should push for role models, but also we cannot just continue teaching theoretical subjects. There should be schools should be supported in terms of infrastructure and also equipment, ICT equipment. It was really life-changing to see these young girls excitedly interacting with the hardware, both during the career fair, the repair tour, and the IoT training. They were so enthusiastic. So if they have access, this will actually lead to bridging the gap, the digital gender gap, because a lot more girls will be interested. Because sometimes theories are very complicated. All of us find it really hard to pass theories sometimes, but there are people who are so good at practicals. So if we are able to bring in and be able to evaluate them, not just based on the theory, but also on how they do the hands-on, then they will be encouraged to pursue careers in ICT. And then the other important takeaway that I would like to talk about is grassroots intervention. GoGirls works a lot with communities. It's not just about people who know technology, engineers, but the communities, the parents, the schools, the teachers who might not even be part of the tech industry. But them being able to give support to the young girls is also very important, because there is also a cultural stereotype that might not encourage young girls to be able to take up STEM, but also ICT-related courses. But involving these grassroots, building their capacities, creating awareness can lead to support. And we've seen that as Go Girls. We've seen a lot of parents supporting their girls, bringing them for trainings at Go Girls, calling us to ask questions about career paths for their children who might not actually be in the program. So I leave this with all of us, and let's think about it. So thank you.